Hi guys. Let's do some testing real quick. Testing, one, two, three. Testing, one, two, three. Let me even check my camera to see if it's actually recording. Okay, it says it is. Hopefully I'm focused. Oh my God. I went day drinking today, and when I say day drinking, I mean I had one glass of a margarita and didn't even finish it without letting it water down and had a giant meal with it. But even, for me, I'm a lightweight. I'm 100% a lightweight. That's all I need. And I'm like, this is enough for the entire week. Yeah. Hi, guys. Testing, testing. One, two, three. It's such a bitch to like connect audio and video, so that's why I'm just doing the testing thing about 1,000 times until I know for sure that we're connected. Yay! Okay, in all realness, I may not even connect it and I just do video with its own audio from the camera and then podcast with this audio. Who knows? Anyways, hey guys, what's up? Hello. This is episode one, the official episode of one. I guess you can say two, but we're gonna say one. The one prior was point 0.5. Episode of Pretend We're on the Phone. Woo! Season 2.5. And today, I think I know exactly what I want to talk about. Did someone text me? If he did text me, this already shows too much. He didn't. Someone else did. Okay, let's talk about this right here, right now, guys. Today we're talking about boys. And we're talking about why I'm going to kill them all, okay? Because I just can't. I can't. I'm so over it. Okay, let me be specific. So, I am 21, so young, so tiny, so fertile, and and I've never been in a serious relationship. Like I've never had a boyfriend ever. And at this point, I think I'm going to die alone, which is really too bad because my goal in life is to truly become a cute little housewife, a foster mom, and to be knocked up. That's the dream. Foster mom, knocked up, housewife with a whole bunch of farm animals and cats and shit and dogs. That's the effing dream. I don't think I'm ever gonna get there though. I really don't. Because I hate men. I hate all of them actually. Each and every one of them. Except my brother. I love him. But even then, sometimes he'll say something or he'll do something and I'll literally like what's that Lana Del Rey song? You're just a man. And like I'll look at my brother, my little brother, and I'll be like, you're such a boy. Okay. But literally, have you ever thought that? Have you ever looked at like a younger male cousin or brother or something in your life and you remember them being a kid, like a little child boy playing with their toy cars, and now you see them and you're like, you are gonna break a girl's heart just like my heart has been broken by other men. You're becoming everything I don't want you to be. Actually, my brother's not a bad one. He's one of the good ones. But, you know, sometimes he slips up like every man does. Um, it smells like cat litter because I'm literally right above cat litter. I've moved recently and now my cat litter is under the bed rather than in the bathroom away from me. I try to do everything I can to make this room smell not awful, but sometimes that's hard for me. Like I could light a candle right now, but I don't feel like getting up right now. That would be kind of cute though, to have a candle and the podcast flowing. Should we get? Let me get a match and I'll be right back, guys. Sorry for this random bit of audio type quietness because I'm not editing this shit. What you get is what you get, okay, baby? So I'm gonna literally set this microphone down, walk off camera, and I'll be back, okay? Okay. I've been trying. Oh, sorry. I've been trying to become a stoner with this one of these thingies, and it does not work. Or mine is broken because it blinks all the time, and I don't know why. And I don't know. I just try to be like one of the cool girlies. I think I'm so easily swayed by what literally everyone else around me is doing, and I'm like, yeah, I can do that too. I can do that too. Even if I don't like the feeling, I'm like, no, I'll do it. Yeah, yeah. Is this what everyone else does? That's a whole different episode, literally. And it's sad, and we'll cry during that episode. But today we're talking about boys, which is even worse, honestly. So let me talk about my dating history real quick as a little baby, little tiny, little girl who's never been in love. I've gone on dates. I've talked to guys, different ages and everything. I've kissed people, all of that stuff. And I will tell you one thing that they all have in common, and that is vapid feelings. It feels so forced, at least on my part. Maybe the guys aren't feeling this way, or maybe this is just the way men are. But it's like when I go there, I can always tell. It's like when I'm on the date, I can tell I know what you want by the end of it. Play Lauryn Hill. Like literally though. Um that thing, that thing, that thing. I don't know the actual words of that song, so that's all you get. But I can see it on the face. That's all you want, and it's so obvious. Even let me tell you about one of the latest dates I had. I don't go on dates often because they drain me. Because it's all first dates, obviously. I've not been in a relationship, so all first dates, having to meet a new person is already like nerve-wracking and stuff. And then obviously when I'm on a date, I'm always hoping, I hope this becomes something more. I'm looking for a relationship. And I know when guys go on dates, they're not always doing that. And when girls go on dates, they're not always doing that. But like, I feel like, what the hell? I'm about to kill someone because I think this fucking video decides not to record. I don't know what this means. It's charged and everything. Oh, I mean, I've literally recorded a full movie on this damn thing, so I don't know why it's now pretending like they don't know how to record. It's about to piss me off. And if it does this one more time, I don't even know what I'm gonna do because I don't even know how to fix it. It's blinking red. Okay, so it only blinks red when it's recording. Okay, guys, I'm sorry. This is the first episode I've recorded it, like video and audio, for a longer than 5 minutes. So we're learning new things. Um, oh, so I was on the date with a guy, and I remember he was coming from like an hour away or something, and we went to the movies. I lived right by the movie theater, and I was running late. I was painting my nails. And in my defense, I was running a little bit late because I wasn't crazy about him just from talking to him on Bumble or Tinder or whatever. But I thought he sounds like a good guy. Let's do this, okay? And so we went on the date and he paid and everything, obviously. Obviously, he paid. And we get there and we're watching The Rail, like Brendan Fraser, The Rail, nominated for Oscar and everything. I think he won Oscar, Best Male at Oscar 2023, 2022, whichever year. And the movie itself, I'm not crazy about. The performance is really good. And I was, and I remember the date. Whenever I'm watching a movie, I'm really into the movie, so I'm not really trying to look at the guy. But sometimes I'll notice what, like the negatives or something he may do. Then we talked a little bit outside, and I was like, "Oh, should we go to the beach and whatever?" Like I was just saying that as a joke. I was like, "Should we do this? Should we do that? Should we go to the beach?" He's like, "The beach? Yeah, let's do that." I'm like, "Okay, sure." My car's not working. It was a whole deal. Ends up the battery connectivity issue with my car, but I didn't know that at the time, so I had to call AAA, wait for a guy to come and fix the car. Actually, it didn't take too long. Usually AAA takes me an hour or more, usually more. This one was within an hour. He comes, he fixes it, so I'm like, okay, well, let me take my car home because he said, yeah, it may happen again. I don't know. It did happen again, like 2 days later, but besides the point. So I drive it home. He follows behind me, and then we take his car to go to the beach. And we're watching the fucking stars. He's pointing, he's like, and that's Orion, and that's the lion's belt, and that's the Milky Way. You know, he's doing all that stuff. He's speaking different languages. He spoke Spanish and stuff. He's telling me jokes. And I was so tired, and I was so over pretending like I didn't like him. And he was a talker, which is fine. I know I talk a lot, obviously, but it was very much two people who are talking. Would be having what we call a conversation. What we were doing was talking at each other, not to each other. And I felt that. And I'm like, if he's not able to have a conversation with me, then baby, there's nothing there. And I had even told him at some point, yeah, you don't need to keep talking. I didn't say it all mean or anything. He said, I'm so sorry, I feel like I'm talking too much. And I was like, yeah, you are. I'm literally the evilest, worst human being that's ever existed. Ooh. But I was trying to be honest, and I don't think there's anything wrong with sitting somewhere silently, especially in a car or on the beach or something. We don't need to be talking all the time. I get that's awkward for a first date, but that's another reason I don't like first dates because it's scary to sit in silence. I get it. And so at some point, he kept looking over. He was about to say something and then he wouldn't. And then he'd look over and want to say something and then he didn't. And finally, I was like, do you have something to say? Not in an asshole way. I just want to say, when I'm on a date, I think I'm really fucking dreamy and desirable. Okay? So it wasn't like awful. And he said, yeah, is it obvious I want to kiss you? And I'm like, yeah. I sound so mean, but I'm not. I swear I'm not. And so at some point, I'm like, well, I get nervous because I hate kissing. I hate kissing. And it makes me very nervous. I've only kissed like a handful of guys, literally. So for me, it's like this big ordeal. And so I was like, okay, well, let me kiss you first because I don't kiss a lot. So I'm like, let me take the power. So when I kiss him, it's literally just, mwah. That's all it is, okay? Just a little peck, and he's like, okay, great, thanks. And I'm like, okay, fine, fine. If that's such a bad kiss, you can kiss me. And so he leans over and he kisses me, and it's like an actual kiss. And and so now we're making out on the beach. He's literally doing that thing. I guess I talked to my brother about it, and he was like, yeah, that's the thing we do. And I'm like, ew. It's like when you like are kissing, and then you kind of bite the other person's lip, and then you let go, and then you go back in. I was like, okay, stop biting my lip. Stop it. I even mentioned it. I was like, I laughed and I was like, oh wow, you really biting my lip. And he's like, yeah, I've been told that that's like the way girls like it or something. He said, yeah, another girl. And I remember thinking, okay, so one girl in your life told you that that's the way they like to be kissed. Is she in the room with us right now? Like, who cares? I don't. He kept doing it. Whatever. And then we're looking at, I'm like, okay, that's good. Literally, I'm like, that's nice, that's all. Oh my god, at some point, this is when we're gonna get to that later. So now we're looking at the beach for a little bit longer. I'm getting cold and stuff. I'm like, okay, you can take me home now. So we walk back to his car and he's rambling, and this is when I knew I was correct. And he's rambling a bit, he's talking a bunch, and then he says, yeah, I was a little nervous today because I didn't know how far you want to go, or if you wanted to like keep doing stuff in the car, or like if I'd be sleeping over and all that stuff. And I was like, oh, no. And that takes me back to vapidness. Really? You thought on the first day I'd want to sleep with you? What made you? And obviously, a lot of people do that. I'm not saying that's like a shocking thing, like, oh, sleeping on the first day, who would have thunk? But like, you were on the date too, weren't you, so? Did you feel that connection between us that I was gonna spread my legs for you, baby? Really? Like, the only reason I'd have sex with you is if I was like crazy, super horny or something, but not because it's you. Like, that sounds mean, but it's true. Like, we weren't clicking. Maybe he felt clickness, but that shows right there that we were not on the same date. He wasn't actually there with me. Because if he was, he wouldn't have said something so stupid. And it was such a turn off. And I just remember being like, I fucking knew it. And that even takes me back to the kissing. When we were just kissing on the beach, he was even reaching over to like grab my ass and stuff. And I had to hold his hand, like, so it wouldn't move past my hip and just hold it there. Because I was like, stop touching me. Oh my God. I hate kissing and I hate first dates. And so I remember he drives me home, he walks me to my door, and he's like, hey, one more kiss for the road or something like that. And like, didn't you promise me another kiss? Something like that. And I'm literally like, okay. And I'm right by my door. I'm like, I'm so close to being home. Just let me go. That sounds awful. It's not like he forced me to kiss him, but this is what I'm thinking. And so I lean in and I'm like, okay, like a little kiss. And then I'm like, okay, bye. And he's like, well, wait a second. Another one? You want another kiss, sir? Okay, fine. This time I lean over. It's probably the worst kiss anyone has ever experienced in their entire life. And I actually want to apologize to this man. I was like, okay, fine. Like aggressive, fast, not even aggressive, aggressive, like that. Okay? But like open mouth. Our teeth clicked. I heard, like, that's what our teeth sounded like. It was, it was awful. It was awful. And then I was like, okay, bye. And he's like, great. And I'm like, what? He's like, you still have my blanket. Because he gave me his blanket on the beach because it was cold. And I said, oh, I'm so sorry. Here you go. And I walk in. And my roommate is sitting there just waiting for me. And she says, well, how was it? And I literally say, I will never see him again. Or something like that. And then I later texted him like the next day, oh, I wasn't feeling anything level. And and he was a good guy. Like, at the end of the day, he wasn't a bad person. I'm sure he's a fine guy or whatever. But a bit of me is like, even the good guys are just thinking of having sex with you? Are you kidding me? Is that all? And then even, there's this other guy. I don't even know if I'm going to finish this part. I don't even know if I want to say this. I would just think it. And the next guy I experienced after him, we didn't even have a date, which should just show everything that went down between us. And it just made me think, like, wow, this is all they are. This is all men are. This is all they want from you, and this is all you'll ever get from them. Which is really sad and depressing to think of. And so I hate dates because I truly don't think I'll ever find a connection. I think I self-sabotage myself, even if it's a really good guy. Am I breaking myself free from them instead of figuring it out? Or am I forcing myself to stay with someone longer and longer before I realize they're fucking a loser? They're a fucking loser, not that they're fucking a loser. Sorry. Wow, the English language, guys. And what else? Or am I gonna just think, wow, I'm not good enough for them, and I'm just gonna self-sabotage or whatever? So the latest guy I went on a date with, which was like 2-3 weeks ago, guy from class. This is when I think, is this even considered a date? Was it even a date? I don't know. I literally have no idea. But if it was a date, then it was the best date of my entire life. And I remember anytime I've ever liked a guy, like actually liked a guy and not just thought he's pretty, but I've actually like been saying I like him. All my friends will know I've said the same thing to them. I always say, he sees me. It's like he sees me. He sees me. But it's when you're having a conversation and you're actually conversing with each other. okay? When they don't mention wanting to sleep with you. Whoa, who would have thunk? Isn't that so crazy? How every other relationship you have with another person, it's pretty obvious. Like, hey, you don't say that to someone the first time you meet them. That's rude. Hey, you don't really say that to someone while they're talking to you. That's rude. But as soon as you're on a date or you're meeting a new guy, suddenly that's the norm. Just say, yeah, I want to have sex with you. Why the fuck would that be the norm? Stop it. Put your pants back on, sir. But seriously, men think it's okay to just say that at any point. Because you're not human, you're a sex toy. That's all you are. You're just a pussy in a cup. Well, is that what those toys are called? Pussy cups? Cup pussies? Pussy in a jar? And a flashlight? Fleshlights, that's what they're called. This shows how much I know about stuff. That's all you are to them, is what I was trying to get to. But seriously, if you've been a woman and you've walked outside wearing a skirt or pants or a nun outfit, any of those things, men will talk to you like you are an item that is made for them. I'm about to lose my mind because this fucking camera wants to keep turning off. I do not know why. I do not know if there's a timer on. Is there a timer on or something in this shit? Because I'm about to lose my fucking mind. What does set mean? What does it mean? I swear on my fucking life. I've never had this happen to me. And is on the menu movie exposure auto? I don't even know. I don't know what any of these buttons mean. Okay. Okay, video system. For PAL for NTCS. We're gonna get off of that. Movie exposure auto. Okay. AF method. Flex zone AF. I don't know what that means. AF with shutter button during this. I don't know. Shutter AE lock highlight. What if it's shutter AE lock? I don't know what that means. Shuttle AF lock, no lock. I don't know. In the instruction manual, it doesn't even mention. I'm sorry, we're sidetracking for real, for real. But in the shuttle thing, it doesn't even say. It says shoot a movie. Press the button. Start shooting. Press the button again. To stop the movie, press the button again. It doesn't say anything in here about it automatically turning off. And then it's the same damn instructions in 15,000 different languages instead of just focusing on like 2 or 3. I know canon is like a really big thing, but like, I am in Georgia. Assume that I'm going to be speaking a decent amount of English or Spanish and keep it to that and explain more. You know what I mean? Not the just getting started. Getting started, I know how to press a button on a damn camera. Tell me what to do after that. Okay. It's really getting me upset. Okay. AF, AV, like, I don't know what any of these buttons mean. Flex zone, auto ambience, auto, standard, something, video snapshot disabled. Okay, so it's off. So I don't know why it's doing this. I don't. And then what does display mean? Oh, it means what's on the screen. That's crazy. Who'd have thunk that that's what display means? There's nothing here that says the camera will just turn off. I don't know what full pow means. what does live mode mean? Okay, I'm gonna say live mode. Maybe they'll think that I'm using this camera live and they won't turn off randomly. Whatever the hell that means. I'm so fucking pissed. Okay. I don't even know where I was at because this damn camera wants to turn off every 5 seconds. So whatever I was saying, who cares? We're going to the next subject, okay? I was on a date with this new guy and we actually talked. That was my point, okay? I am so agitated. We were on a date. We were actually talking. Oh, okay, yeah. That's how I know I like a person. If I'm talking to you and you're listening to me, wow. Oh my goodness, I'm in love. I've only felt that way for 2 different guys since being in Savannah, Georgia. I've not liked a single other guy and actually liked him. A single other guy in Georgia went in a really long time, actually. I guess I just don't like men. Um, but this guy on a date, we were from class together. He slid up on my stories and we actually started talking a little bit and he was like, no, let's go out. And we ended up at a bar and he paid for everything and guys, we were talking and it was such a great conversation. And I know I will never see. I will. And so I remember while being on a date with this guy, in my head I was thinking, okay, great. I will not have to go on another first date in such a long time if I can make this one last. If I can lock this nigga down, I will take him. Oh, do you think it's because I don't have a lot of space in my camera? I just thought of that. It could be I just don't have a lot of space in my camera right now, so it's cutting off every 5 seconds. That would be understandable. And I'll have to fix that later because I'm not fixing it today. But it was when I made it home and my friends were asking me, so how was the date? I literally told them, oh, it was the best date I've ever been on. And I remember thinking, I'm gonna lock this nigga down. I'm gonna make him mine. But another part of me was like, Sayla, I don't know if he considered it to be a date. And if he did not consider it to be a date, I don't want to scare him off. And I don't want him to think, oh my gosh, who's this freak who's trying to put her claws in me? You know what I mean? And I feel like that's uncomfortable for both of them. Oh my gosh, it gets so sad. And so I didn't want to come on too strong afterwards, like to try to get us to have another date. If it's considered a date, he may have just thought, oh, just 2 friends hanging out. Fine. We're just 2 friends hanging out, whatever, and you just happen to pay for everything. I just happen to put on a whole lot of makeup. We're just 2 friends hanging out, whatever. And since then, while we're trying to plan the date, it has not got off the ground. And I truly, at this point, I think, okay, I'm probably just never gonna see him again. Because I probably felt something and stuff, and he didn't. Which is fine, he has every right to feel that way. But that just makes me think in relationships in general, like, oh my God, now I have to go on another first date, which sucks. I don't want to have to try again. I don't want to have to try to impress someone again. And the other part of me is like, okay, if I did something wrong and I know I shouldn't think this and I know this is the bad way of like thinking and all of my friends have told me this already and my mom's told me this and my sisters told me this, but this is just the way my brain is working right now, okay? I literally am thinking to myself, if you just told me how you wanted me to act, I would have acted that way. Whichever way would make you like me, I'll just become that, okay? I swear, I'll become whatever you want me to be. Because I already feel like I do that, which sounds awful, but I truly do think all my different friends, I act a different way with all of them. I really do. In my head, at least I do. So much so that when I come home and I'm in my bed by myself, I'm sitting there and I'm just like, who the hell am I? Because I'm I'm faking it. I'm faking it. I'm not faking it. It's not like I'm faking enjoyment with people or if I'm laughing with a friend or talking to a roommate or anything. It's not like in my head I'm like faking it. It's just, but also in my head I'm thinking to myself, okay, now say the line that you think they'd want you to say. It's like I'm playing a movie character. And when the cameras are off, I just sit in this bed and my brain is totally empty or super sad. And and so that's why I think that if I was to have a first date, he really liked me, eventually one day I could show him who I really am and he'll stick with it. And that's why I think with this guy, I think I showed him a little bit of like who I really am, and I was really happy about it because I straight up told him not this part of my psychoness, but I did say like, oh, I know myself, like I know I'm crazy, I know I get attached quickly, and so that's why I can't sleep around on the first date and all that stuff. Like I did straight up say that, and and he like laughed and everything. So in my head, I was like, okay, this is good. I shared a little piece about me that was real and authentic and wasn't a line from a movie that is playing in my head. It was just truly a part of me. And he laughed, so maybe he could like the rest of me. But until then, let me continue to play the part that I think he would like. And so obviously, him not texting me back, him not trying to like actively make us be able to see each other again, shows that hey, he's not interested, which is fine. I've done this to plenty of guys who I've gone on a date with and never talked to them again. I've done that. I'm not like judging him or anything. Or like I've told them, oh yeah, it's not good. Like I don't want to see you again. I've done that, and everyone's failed to do that again. But part of me is thinking in my head, I'm like, okay, well, I would be better if you just told me. If you said you laughed too much on the first date, I promise I will laugh less. You know what I mean? Like already, the reason I laughed so much is because I thought you wanted me to laugh in that part, so I laughed. And I think that's one of the reasons I want to be in a relationship so much is because I'm assuming when I'm in a relationship with someone, I'll be able to truly be my own authentic, total self. And I also figure out who the hell that is in the first place. And they'll like me so much that they just won't leave me when they find out that the real me sucks balls and she's an awful person and everybody hates her. I know everybody does. I know everybody secretly hates me. That's okay. Because I also can sit here and say, no, Sailor, you're just a little crazy. Fine. But like, I wouldn't think that if I had a partner. I wouldn't think that that partner hates me, I think. But maybe I would. Maybe I would, and maybe that's why I'm not in a relationship. Because I'm just not ready for it. Can we talk about that real quick? People are like, well, sweetie, maybe you're just not ready to be in a relationship. If you can't love yourself, how the hell is anybody else supposed to love you? I've seen plenty of you guys, little high schoolers, little 20-year-olds, little 30, 50, 40, 40, 50, 60, all those people. And guess what? You're not ready for a relationship, but you guys sleep in the same bed together every night. So what's up with that? Please don't sit here on your high horse and say that I'm not ready for something. I'm a grown fucking woman. Are you kidding me? I'm not ready? Grow up. Seriously, that's so stupid to be like, you wouldn't say that to someone about wanting friends. You wouldn't say, well, sweetie, you're just not ready to have friends. No one would say that. So why do people say that about relationships? You're not ready to have a boyfriend. What about me is so imperfect that you think I'm not ready to have a boyfriend? Or better yet, what about you is so great that you think you're ready? You've passed the class for worthy to have a boyfriend or girlfriend or partner, and that's why you have one. Like, shut the hell up! Don't ever tell anyone. Oh, you're just not ready. It's bullshit. It's bullshit. I can sit here and I can say the whole reason I'm not in a relationship is because I don't know. Everybody hates me, or I'm self-sabotaging, or I'm a black woman. Have you thought about that? Yeah. Have you ever put that part into your head? I don't know. I don't know. What I do know is that what I do know is that I texted him again today because see, this is when would say like I'm being psycho, like I'm losing my mind. It's because I'm literally going on his we don't have each other's phone numbers, thank God. And so we just DM each other on stuff. And so I'm always checking, is he active on Instagram? Did he post something on his story? Did he leave me on red? Does he remember I exist? Okay, if all those things are true, then why hasn't he texted me back? Why hasn't he texted me hello? Why hasn't he said we must see each other again? And we have to remember, if he wanted to, he would. And the answer to all of those questions is because he didn't want to. He's not interested in you. Grow up and cry me a river. Sometimes it's because he's busy. Sometimes it's because work is so crazy. Oh my gosh, he's working so much. You guys, your schedules don't collect forever. But it also could be because he doesn't want to. It's not even that he doesn't want to. It's not like he dislikes the idea of seeing you again. It's just that you're not his top priority. And he doesn't want to make you his top priority or get to know you or anything because he's not interested. And so he'll text you when he sees it, maybe if you text him first. Which is fine because that's how you treat all the people that it's like to you, you're just an acquaintance. You're obsessed with an acquaintance of yours. He doesn't know your middle name and you don't know his and you guys never will. Yes. I'm recording a podcast. Well, what were you going to say? Oh my god! Oh my goodness! That's literally perfect for what I'm talking about right now. He calls everybody hun. That's all I have to say. In fact, that's the end of this fucking episode. Okay? I'm so over it. And guess what? Every time I say I'm so over it, I'm not really over it. I'm not over it at all. I'm thinking about it and I'm spiraling and I'm gonna text him again and maybe he'll text me back this time. That's it. Goodbye.